It's red cups. It's ever fresh. It's Victor George vodka. It's trapping ain't motherfucking dead.
Hey.
It ain't no show if you ain't got no red cups. You ain't got no red cups. You know? Just to make it what it is. Welcome to Trapping Ain't Dead, another day, another dollar. Peep game. It's your boy Munch. I'm here with my co-host, Janae.
Good evening, Munch.
What's good with you?
It's Thursday. That's what's good with me.
Yeah. Ain't nothing other than that. You're a busy lady.
Yeah, lately.
You've been moving.
I've been trying, man.
You know,
this is entrepreneurial life, like the balance between going to events for branding purposes, or if it's gonna be a good partnership, and then managing clients and their expectations, and running my blog. It's definitely been a juggle, but I'm enjoying it.
Well, all I'm gonna say is managing clients and meeting their expectations. I don't think you fell in that department because Howard Hewitt was like, when Dawn spotted that thing in that orange dress and said,
you so stupid.
We in Miami, baby.
You stupid. So what Munch is making a joke about is I was at the Uptown Music and Arts Festival this weekend, and Howard Hewitt saw me like in front of the stage, and so he came down to sing to the crowd, and he just grabbed my hand and was like, walk with me, and I was just like, all right, like, where's this going?
Uh-oh.
So then he was talking about like basement parties and how people used to slow dance. I was like, all right, I see where this going. So then he started dancing on me, and like then he kissed me on my cheeks. Ooh. And then he came in for like a kiss, and then I was like, I moved back, he moved back, and Papa Keith was there. He was like he did
Who
a
the
chat with the
cameraman was.
That was Papa Keith cracking up. He thought that shit was so funny. He's like, look, I'm finna send this to your boyfriend. Here goes some blackmail material. Him and Godfrey, the photographer, was like, I got blackmailed.
But I know homie was like,
my boyfriend. So I sent it to him, and he loved it. He was like, first of all, my boyfriend's a little older than me. That's all I'm gonna give y'all my tea. But he was like, yo, Howard Hewitt. He's like, he sings one of my favorite all time
right.
songs.
That's
he's like, yo,
legend.
that's cool. Like, he wasn't mad at all. He thought the video was funny.
Fuck that. He ain't no nigga for the crib. I would have been hot. Like, fuck you mean?
No, yeah, he's definitely not from here. He's from New York. But he was like, he said he felt like I conducted myself like a girl who was in a relationship. So he didn't feel like I was all into it. But yeah, Miami dudes, just the fact that the dude grabbed me would have been a problem.
Bruh.
Whatever. You've been busy lately too with your production work and getting it in.
Yeah, I mean, we've been trying to keep busy. I got a lot in the works. Now it's crazy. The thing I'm learning now is the power of just like falling the fuck back and like not even like being in like almost Ghost Phantom mode. You know what I mean? Where like, cause sometimes like you put too much out there, or you out there too much, you expose too much. You know what I'm saying? And lately I just been trying to like not have so much around me and stuff like that. So I just been like trying to duck off and isolate and like really focus.
I'm feeling that way too, especially like you seen I've been doing the speaking engagements and media partnerships. So I'm kind of looking forward to, going up the road to visit my people and spend time with my boyfriend, but it also gives me time to kind of unplug from Miami and what's going on in South Florida, and kind of put my head down and like really like dig in on like doing work and doing right, and not having to feel obligated to go to events and do stuff, because it's like sometimes you weighing it out like, is this a branding opportunity? Should I go? What would be good networking? So if I'm not here, I don't feel that pressure to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And like going into the new year, I'm thinking about doing like I got this from Bill Gates. I was watching this movie on him on Netflix. But Bill Gates basically takes like think weeks, where he's like, he goes to this remote location for like a week or so, and he just sit there, and they say he got like 20 books, and they say he read all 20 books. Wow. Like he's a master fucking reader. Like, yeah. So, but yeah, he reads like 20 books. And like I'm talking about, these ain't no easy breezy books. These some deep research, academic, like full textbook type shit. Yeah,
and he is a genius. So
yeah, and that made me like, but it also gave me the perspective of even somebody that's a billionaire still has to take a week off from reality. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
So it was just like, hey, that nigga make money, but like even he take off a week and like really what the movie was was him trying to like cure like polio.
What's the name of that movie?
I can't remember.
Share that with me.
But it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
It's definitely on Netflix.
I would like for us to introduce our guests, because especially as we go into our hot topics, you know, we want them to chime in here and there, and I kind of want to get what they thought about, you know, that Think Week, because they're entrepreneurs and they have organizations, so you know they may know about like unplugging and what that means to refresh. So, you know, without further ado, we like to introduce Fatia with the Juice to Find, and Burning with Coach's Closet. They're here with us. They're going to be a part of the Melanin.
By Melanin.
I can never say Melanin.
By Melanin Expo.
By Melanin Expo.
Come on, Miss Miami Gardens.
I'm glad that Melanin. That la and na throws me off.
So you wouldn't have bought our new roots, Melanist.
I would have. I could read it. I just can't say it.
No, you know. They always say like what people can't read or what they can't see, they usually don't buy.
Oh nah, I can read it, and I'm okay. But for whatever reason, I'm choked up on it. But you guys, you know, let us know what your thoughts are on that. Do you feel sometimes that you have to take those breaks, and why is that important for you?
Definitely. I'm a therapist by profession, so I'm always with the unplug movement. You know, you just have to take time for yourself, get off social media for a while, and just disconnect, you know, just so that you could get in tune with yourself. So I think that's definitely like Bible. Rest is a spiritual practice, so you gotta rest at some point. So
I'm understanding that now.
I agree. I was recently telling someone I rush too much, so it's like we always have to be somewhere, and then when you get there, it's like, what are you doing now? So sometimes just take your time. Like last week, I got on 95 during rush hour and wasn't in a hurry. Just drove home and took my time thinking. So the back-to-back traffic, it was actually good because it was kind of peaceful just to sit back and think about what was going on and everything. So I definitely agree you need time to just sit and kind of focus, think about, you know, prioritize, think about what it is that's important and what needs to get taken care of.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely important.
Yeah, I when she said rest, I used to be one of them people like, nah, I don't need no sleep. Team no sleep.
Right.
And the older I get, I'm like, nigga.
So I don't know if y'all feel that from hearing stories about very successful people. Like you hear like Oprah gets like 2 hours of sleep, and then Steve Harvey had this whole thing of like you sleep less, and then Diddy was like he rarely sleeps. So for me, I felt guilty especially wanting to be more successful and go after goals, I'm like, I'm sleeping too much. I'm not gonna be successful because I'm sleeping too much. And these people who accomplish all these things that I want to accomplish, or similar things, I'm like, they didn't sleep, so maybe I'm not good enough, or I'm not disciplined enough, or I don't want it enough because I'm sleeping at night. And that sounds almost crazy to say, but I don't know. I felt that guilt.
I was Diddy. I really wanted. I thought Diddy didn't sleep. Like, I knew he did to an extent, but that constant on go, and I know, like, in my younger days, it was more or less like I got too, like, you have shit going on in the background. So when you got too much shit going on, you just wanna go, like, I just wanna work, so I ain't gotta deal with none of that shit. So for me, I think when I was younger, it was just like work, so you ain't gotta deal with none of this shit you gotta deal with. You know what I mean?
Like an escape.
Yeah, it's just like an escape. And then, like, and for a lot of people, I think that's just what it is. Like, especially once you get into your business, like, motherfuckers doubt you, all type of shit be going on. It's just like, all right, let me get in my bag. Me getting in my bag is me not talking to nobody, me not doing shit, me just going and working. And, like, for me, it worked. For other people, I know it don't work. You know what I'm saying? And then, to an extent, I, like, when I got older, or like now, it don't work for me. Like, just bottling all that stuff up. You know what I'm saying? Just like, I'd rather deal with it. Then I got to have a clear mind now in order to go do what I need to go do. Rather than running off that it's like energy and controlling it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have all this raw talent, all this raw energy, but you don't know how to control it, but you just going. But then you got energy, like, now I'm getting older, I'm like, all right, I got to know how to control this energy, how to move it, so that, I don't get thrown off track. So if I got a clear mind, then I can control it. But if I don't, then I'm just going to be wild.
Yeah, I relate that to, like, if you're cleaning up and you just pushing stuff in the closet, and you're not really cleaning up. I'm gonna call it straightening up. You pushing all this stuff in the closet that's really have a place to go, but you not putting it where it needs to go. And that's why I equate that to when you do that in life, when you just going. You're not dealing with the stress, the trauma, the stuff that's going on. You just pushing it to the side, and eventually you're gonna have to open up that closet door, and all that shit gonna fall out, and you gotta deal with it and put it in its right place.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's not healthy for you because like, you look at Ross. Somebody told me he always working, he never sleep. But then you see them seizures start catching up after a while. So it's not healthy for you to keep all that in and always be on go. And then you look up and you kind of like you just explode. Your body can't take it no more.
Yeah.
I know I do juicing, that's my thing, and so I do detox education, and I talk about that in the ebook that I wrote about how you basically, in order to detox and in order for your body to actually function, you need to have rest. Like, you have to take a break, because that's when we sleep is when our body actually does the most work. So if we don't take that time to really, like, just sit down and relax or sleep or get some rest, how was our body supposed to do what we needed to do? You know what I mean? So I try to look at it from that standpoint, because if I'm just operating from my brain is telling me, like, work. You still got this to do. You still got to do, X, Y, and Z. But then when you really think about it, it's like, that don't make sense, because if I'm not rested, or if I'm not, operating at my highest, potential, then I'm not really gonna get. Ultimately, you're not gonna get nothing done. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, so that's a good point.
Well, as we jump into what's the high low with these hot topics, I know somebody who will have a lot of rest and a lot of time on their hands to think. Kodak finna be sitting for 3 years. That boy not finna. He ain't gonna be rushing to nothing.
Hey, man. I guess that fight was just him saying, welcome to this Fed, welcome to the Feds, my nigga.
He got in a fight?
Yeah,
is that why he got the time?
Nah, that ain't why he got the time. He got the time for a gun charge, but the Feds don't come get you. That's my whole thing. The Feds don't come get you unless they got something on you.
That is true.
The county can waste that type of money. The city, they act like they can waste that type of money, but the the Feds, if they come spend money to come get your ass, boy, they got something that's gonna stick. You ain't getting off that, boy.
Dang.
JT, look,
that was Fed time?
That was Fed time. That's why she had to sit the whole 2. We ain't letting your ass off. You know what I'm saying? think about it. Tekashi, he's snitching all, man, telling all, because they already had a case. Me personally, I think that nigga was an informant from jump, but that's just me. Like,
you may be right.
bruh, there's no way. Like, here's my thing. You came in as a troll. Mm-hmm. Like, you came in trolling all the niggas who was really supposed to be about that. Like, and then when niggas, like, when you did a few of them niggas in and it was like some situations, then it caught the radar, and now you want to be like, oh, I'm going to snitch on this nigga.
Mm-hmm. He did it.
Yeah, like, come on, man. So, you know, with that, I don't know, man. It's just wild. It's fair time, you going to sit.
So Kodak did this before he got famous or after he got famous? Because that, to me...
I mean, shit, I wasn't there with him when he did it. You know what I mean?
What is the street saying?
So it is no telling whether... Well, basically, they said based on the news, because I ain't snitching. Based on the news said that this was after. This was like recent.
But the reason why I asked that is because, to me... I get it. If you don't know you finna pop, you don't know you finna blow, you doing stuff to survive, you're a product of your environment. And I get it. Sometimes it's hard to break those mental things that you've been raised to do. But after you have a level of success, T.I. and everybody else will go to jail. Like, why? Like, I just don't understand what's in their mind that they like, I can't leave this alone. Like, you made it. I don't know if it's me, but I'm like, I would not.
I thought that way too, because at first I was like, you got all that money and you can't pay to stay out. You can pay for everything, but you can't pay to stay out of trouble. But then I have to think about it too. They say like money just amplify who you really are. So it's not like, you know, he got money and he's supposed to just magically change into this rehabilitated person. Like, he's still the same person time 100.
That's right.
You know, the way I see it. The way I truthfully see it is like the cat Nipsey. Nipsey was a rolling 60s crip. He was like, it was a known thing. He's $1 million crip. We ignore it because of who Nipsey was. But Nipsey could really not escape that gang-banging life. Like, which ended up being his demise. But at the end of the day, we know it wasn't gang-related. It wasn't a gang hit that just said, oh, go take him out because he got too big. We don't know. But we don't know. But at the end of the day, that may have been, but I don't think that's the case. You get what I'm saying?
But I think that contributed to even on the level his comfit of being there, because he is a rolling 60.
You get what I'm saying? The same thing with guys like when I think about these situations, like I think about like they real actual life. Like some of these guys can't detach from it. Some of them could. Some people get themselves into shit. Tupac. Tupac really wasn't into a lot of that gangster shit, but he was an activist and an organizer. So the activism and the organizing led him astray. You get me? And I'm a big Pac fan, but it took a lot for me to understand that he just got caught up thinking that these people had the same vision and the same mission that he had, and they really didn't. Because when you study Pac, you really get to see, like, he really only signed his name on that piece of paper because he felt like he could organize Pyru. That's the biggest gang. If you with the biggest gang, you can organize with them. You can go out and externally do it. Like, he had a deeper plan, but it was just like, yo, it's going. He underestimated the legwork it would take, I think, in the beginning. So I don't know. Like, I don't feel like, and with me, with Kodak, I think it's just something that happens. Is just like, it's the cycle. Kodak, if you look at his whole life, he pretty much expressed himself through music. His first album was called Institution. Like, you know what I mean? But people don't really look at that. Like me, when I first heard it, first song was an anti-drug song. No Flocking was a no drug song. Like, it was just basically about like, that ain't cool. That's what that song was about. But we don't listen to Kodak.
What?
Yeah, no Flocking. That was on the whole Flocker thing that was going through Broward. That's what that was about. So he was like, nah, that ain't cool if y'all niggas on Flocker. Like, that ain't cool. Like, we ain't rocking with y'all like that. So, you know, but we don't see it. And then his last album, Testimony, he literally was telling y'all, like, I'm trying to repent. Like, if you look at the albums, it was all red, black, white, like a lot of the videos, it was like nostalgic.
Even his interviews, I saw him on the Breakfast Club, and I was like, oh, I like him. I ain't even know, because, you know, of course you have that, I guess because I'm from a older school, like initially I was just like, what the hell he talking about? Like, you don't know, you know what I mean? Like, you just automatically, if you're not into it, you just not into it. But when I saw him on the Breakfast Club, you know, I just was like, oh, he's smart. Like, he really talking about something.
Yeah, he got sense.
You know, so.
I realized Kodak was smart in that interview he had with the ski mask on in the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
And although he was an asshole throughout that whole interview, they said something. He said, I'm not going to give y'all nothing to converse about me. He didn't say conversate. And that told me he got a lot of sense. He's just surrounded by the wrong people and making poor decisions.
Yeah. And I see that too, you know, but I also see it as a cycle. Think about how he came in the game. He came in the game as like his first videos, he was like, from what I heard, was like 12, 13.
Yeah,
like he was a little kid.
Younger than that.
And then you gotta understand, he was already he was in and out of jail. Then when he came out, he was like 16, he came out, made some rap shit, went to jail. So this is the thing, like, him going to jail, that's his comfort zone. He's like,
but at what point do you
deep.
realize I'm big now? I got stuff I gotta put that away.
I think what happened is when he got out that last time in Escape and he put out this album, he was free for that little minute. He really started. He's seen it, because you gotta understand that album. He kind of like tell you, yo, my brother. That's my brother charge. I took that. Mm-hmm. And bro ain't look out for my jit. Bro ain't look out for me. Would he have done the same thing for me? Cause that's in a lot of his songs. Like in his song, his last album, he talk about that his brother a lot. The ones he had on the video, he said, I took that charge for him. So as a celebrity, and we're going back to the conversation, he took that charge as a celebrity. He took that charge.
So are they doing it to continue to say they real to the streets, or that's a thing?
Yeah. No, but that's what I'm saying, and that's what I feel like Kodak caught up in between, and now Kodak kind of like starting to see the difference. And like I said, I think that last time he was out, that little period of time when he released the album, went on a little run, I think he started to see it. Like, I gotta get out. And I think he sat, when he was sitting there the last time in that cell, he started to think. Because that's where a lot of that album came from.
You can tell what was made before he got to jail and then what he made while he was in jail. You can just tell the difference in the music.
Yeah.
I think it's the people around him too. So a lot of that is an influence as well. And, you know.
But that's the cycle. How many people got the wrong people around? How many people we know that got killed because they would hang around the wrong people?
But do he want the right people around?
And that's
look what Master P tried to mentor him.
Oh,
a lot of people reached out to him.
A lot of people reached out to him, but at the same time, are they coming? I hate to say, are you coming to the young nigga right? But at the same time, they coming to him on some sucker shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like T.I., if you gonna come to the man, don't come to him on social media. You could have called that man. That's why he snapped the way he did. That's why he went out. So you gotta understand, this a nigga who raised from the old school just like y'all is. But then when y'all niggas say y'all old school and this how y'all old niggas used to rock, and y'all niggas violating code, he looking at y'all like, nah, man, fuck y'all. Y'all niggas some suckers. And that's how he look at it. He wrote, think about it. I roll with nothing but old heads, and this is how we did shit. And y'all niggas say y'all cut from the same fucking cloth, and y'all niggas on social media like these young niggas, like niggas like my age.
That's a point I was gonna say too, because in that interview on the Breakfast Club, he did talk about that, because they was talking about how Gucci Mane, I guess, was supposed to be his mentor or whatever, and I read his body language. It was just like, fuck that nigga, you know, like he ain't really doing that. And you know, that's what I took from the way that he responded to that. And so I think that is a big thing, is that like the older generation don't necessarily look out the way that they supposed to, and like trying to guide and mentor the younger kids. Because I think honestly the difference between him and Nipsey is just time. Like Nipsey had time to grow up. He had time to, you know, really just see people for who they were. And like Kodak is still young. Like he early 20s.
Yeah, because if you would have caught Nipsey when he was real young, he was fighting. He was doing the same shit.
Right.
That nigga was like literally jumping out in the middle of crowds on some gangbang shit. Like niggas bloods and throwing up they set in the middle of their shit, thinking that boy ain't gonna do something. Like, but and I was gonna hit on that too, because a lot of that come with the mentality. You know, you coming from a certain place and you feeling like you always been boxed in. And when you come from that mentality and feeling like you boxed in, you have like a destructive mindset. You get what I'm saying? Like you don't want to really grow. You don't want to make decisions that help you grow. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, you become stagnated. And I think he started to see that. One, he was in. You understand, when you the cat, and I've been in this situation where I'm stuck, I'm so loyal to the hood, but at the end of the day, is the hood loyal to me? And like my homie just passed, and it just made me think like, the fuck I'm sitting around here for? My last little homie that was around here is gone now. So what the fuck I'm fighting? Like these young niggas don't even, they know me, but it ain't shit. You get what I'm saying? So it really made me like wake up and say, all right, this mentality, you trying to take these cats out the hood. It ain't what it is. You get what I'm saying? But it's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Well, to switch gears, people who will be coming out of jail, and hopefully Kodak gets to be one of these people. 18 people at the Miami-Dade County Correctional Facility regained their voting rights. And it was a big deal,
Hercules,
through Amendment 4. And John Legend actually came. I think he contributed some money to pay
John Legend
fees because, state of Florida is, being a fucking cunt and making people have to pay these fees before they can regain their rights after, we passed Amendment 4.
Well, to be fair, and now, Desmond is my boy because, Desmond was with him. But to be fair, it's so that people understand. The legislation states that once somebody completes their sentence. So the ambiguity in there, or the part that's just like,
come on, big word.
Yeah, I know. I read too much. But the part that's not what that was vague or people didn't get was the completing the completing of sentence. So the fact that like basically our understanding of completing of sentence for people who don't know nothing about this criminal justice system means, nigga, the day you walk out. You haven't, in legislative terms, you haven't completed your sentence until, or in terms of the policy of jails and all that whatnot, you don't complete your sentence until you pay your fully pay restitution. So you can do time, but if you ain't pay your restitution, you gonna forever be locked up in that system. You know what I'm saying? Because you never commuted your sentence. You never terminated, like fully close it out. So it's like a debt.
No, I get that, but I think also too the language around when Amendment 4 was being pushed, nobody spoke about that. So I feel like maybe it would have lost some steam because we'd have been like, man, this is the okie doke. I'm not going to even vote for that. So I get maybe they couldn't tell us that, but if the advocates knew that them people still would have to pay. Like, because I feel like then we could have set up something as well.
So the thing was,
I didn't know that they had to pay that. I thought it wasn't get out of jail.
That's what it was based on the language and based on what was pitched to, from my understanding, what was pitched to politicians and whatnot. That was as far as what the language went. And the thing is, and what's so crazy about this bill is that this bill is not a one-sided bill where it's just Democrats or it's just Republicans. It's very bipartisan. The strategy is very bipartisan, meaning that both parties had a big to do with this putting this legislation together. So it just happened that the person who leading the legislation, Desmond, is Democrat. But other than that, everybody else, politicians left and right, was blue and red. So I don't understand. At this point, it's just like, I think it's an issue where they just know we not gonna fight for it. Like Florida been running a big ass. If you've been running a scam for years, and you got a little bit of pressure coming to you, do you fold when a little bit of pressure come, or you just keep doing the same shit?
Yeah.
And most people gonna keep doing the same shit, and that's what it is. It's like Florida's like, all right, we've been scamming y'all niggas for years. We ain't gonna change shit. Why would we change anything? It don't benefit us to change it, and them niggas not gonna come up here every year.
You're right.
Speaking of, legislative session starts January 14th. So, and they that's when they gonna do the days and all that other stuff. They got more days. They got if you want to, people going up as early as October.
You said days?
Days. So all the people from Miami-Dade County got organizations and whatnot. They all gonna go up there. They all gonna go put in. But that's the thing. We only show up on the days that's designated for us. And not saying just everybody does this, but a large majority of the people of us, black folk, we go up when it's designated for us to go up instead of being up there and in their face and having a visual relationship with them that is back and forth all the time.
Who could do that? Who driving up Tallahassee?
But that's the whole point. But
you could do it, Vernon.
But that's the whole point. How many people can do it?
That's true.
But that's the work that need to be done, and then it need to be further communicated back. Because how many people here knew that?
I didn't know that.
You get what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at with it.
What, days?
Days. They got all type of stuff going on. Like how many people knew when the legislative session start?
Not me.
You get what I'm saying?
It was coming up, but I ain't know.
But that's certain things that we should know. Not
That's
faulting
true.
anybody for not knowing, because the only reason I know is because I make sure like I'm on it.
Right.
You know. But as of late, I mean, shit, you would have asked me 2 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to tell you the date. But I can tell you it happened. You get what I'm saying? So it's just following up and being there. You get what I'm saying? And these things happen every day in our neighborhood, or every day they control decisions in our neighborhoods, and we just sit up here and act like, oh, it ain't nothing, ain't this, ain't that. But, it is.
Yeah. Well, some other legislation that recently passed, Miami-Dade County approved a resolution that would stop, is it Mayor Jimenez, from having too much power when it comes to closing public housing projects.
Yeah, it was a lot of like basically what was happening is they closing down Annie Coleman, a lot of the whites and all that stuff over there on Brown Sub side, but they saying it's for health and sanitary reasons, or they'll say it's for too much violence. So it's a lot of vague language around. And this goes back to legislation, languages, terms, what they mean by it. So in literally in the resolution, it says for any other reason. And
wow.
And then so basically, so they can just say, hey, the sky's blue, this shit need to go.
Well, where do people supposed to go?
Exactly. So basically, this resolution that got voted in Wednesday basically now assures the people that the mayor and whoever he designates, because what happened is the mayor may not have control over it, but the mayor designates someone, and then they go make these decisions on behalf of the whole fucking neighborhood, and then next thing you know, we fucked over.
Yeah.
So Jonathan, I'm gonna holler at you. Shout out my dog Jonathan Moses. It probably won't be him, but yeah, he know that if I find out that he on the ticket, I'm gonna call him and be like, yo, what's good? Where we at with it, dog? So but
that
yeah,
was a good thing that they did that.
yeah, that's a
Checks and
real
balances.
good. Yeah. I think that's a good thing as far as like the resolution and whatnot. And that's and when we talk about gentrification, that's the first steps. That's public housing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what we don't understand right now, is that public housing is now being privatized. So now it's no longer public housing. It's now they giving you housing at market rate. You got to pay that tab. Now Section 8 is still out there, but Section 8 is now a voucher. That it's more of an incentive for private landowners. You get what I'm saying? To house people, and they gonna get the money on the back end as always.
But to me, it's
Definitely on the back end.
Yeah, it sets up like a prejudice thing, because public housing pretty much take anybody.
Yep.
But if I'm a private owner, I don't gotta use you.
Exactly.
I pick and choose who I want.
Exactly, and that's why it's so dangerous what we dealing with, like this whole affordable housing. That's all that means is that it's now affordable. It's at market rate. So it's basically saying we're being fair because it's at market rate. We don't want to deal with it. The literally Miami-Dade County saying we don't want to be a housing authority anymore.
Wow.
Because the upkeep, the maintenance is too much money, and then they be held liable and they be able to get these lawsuits they don't want.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's what it comes down to. They want to keep all the money. They don't want them lawsuits. So what else we got, man? We gonna get into the event they got going on.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna jump into now, and talk to our guests about the Melanin
You got
Expo.
it.
And we have to say that slow. I'm just gonna say Expo, guys. So I don't want to. I don't want to butcher it. But they have a great event coming up for Tia and Vernon. Is here to tell us more about that, guys. What can people expect when they come to the Melanin Expo?
So I am the owner of Juicify. I'm actually a sponsor of the Melanin Expo. This is my second year sponsoring the event, which travels all across the nation to highlight Black businesses in the community. Samantha Seiler is the owner of the founder of Melanin Expo. They have had several events in Washington, D.C., Houston, and this is the first time that she is coming to Miami. Even though she's a native of Miami, this is the first time that she's coming to Miami with the expo, so we're excited about that. But basically, the Melanin Expo, it aims to grow Black-owned businesses by cultivating relationships between Black businesses and, the Black consumer, or any consumer for that matter. And basically to increase the circulation of the Black dollar. And so she throws these events, which is basically like a marketplace meets day party. And so I think it's a really cool concept because people can come, they can, buy Black, and then they can also turn up. So, to me, I think that's a win-win, situation. And so we're going to have it at the OPAC, the Overtown Performing Arts Center, on December 7th from 1 to 5 p.m. We have over 20 vendors who have registered for the event. So that's going to be like really good because we're highlighting 20 Black-owned businesses, which in Miami is like awesome. And so we'll also be giving out free blood pressure and health screenings. And then we have Vernon here who will talk a little bit about his organization. He's also a partner of the Melanin Expo. So he'll talk a little bit about what he does.
All right. So my business is Coach's Closet. We're a nonprofit where we collect clothes, shoes, and different items. So like we've done back to school drives, gave away book bags. We give away a lot of shoes. So for this holiday season, we're giving away new sneakers. We'll be donating. We partnered with, let me backtrack. We're going to be giving away in 2 cities this year. So last year I just did Tallahassee because I recently moved back home to Miami from Tallahassee.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Back.
We did Tallahassee last year. We gave away 250. So this year I said I want to do 500, but I'm going to do 250 in Tallahassee and 250 in Miami. So we partnered with the Breon House in Tallahassee, which they pretty much feed service families who are in need. And then his house, Miami, which it's like an orphanage for kids. So they have about 200 kids there, and also in Tallahassee, it's another 200. So we'll be giving away shoes there. And we partnered with Melanin just to kind of get the word out so people can understand what it is that we're doing. So she recently told me they'll be donating 15% of the proceeds towards our sneaker clause, which is our holiday drive.
That's what's up.
All right. And then anyone there can we take gently used shoes as well, but new shoes for the holiday season.
Hey. That's what's up. So, you guys, why was it important for you guys to be a part of something like this?
Well, first, Samantha is my friend. I've been knowing her since college, and so anytime I see University of South Florida in Tampa, so I'm just the kind of person that anytime I see my colleagues or my peers doing something that's positive and spectacular, like I just want to get on board because I want to help and just be a part of it. But also because I believe that just in group economics, you know what I mean? I think that that's a very important part of us not only growing as a community but healing, and just just giving each other like an opportunity to just be better people, you know what I mean? Feed our families. You know, we all entrepreneurs here, so I don't know. I got kids. I don't know about y'all. I got a child. I don't know about y'all.
Child.
No.
And I'm a big child and a big expense.
So, you know, it's important, you know, like you support a small business and you help people feed their families. And so, you know, I think this is a great way to do it, just by coming together and being able, you know, we just stronger together. So I think that for me, that's the biggest part, is that seeing her highlight all of the businesses that she does is a positive thing. And I just, you know, wanted to be a part of it and just, you know, help however I could. So
Vernon, could add to that.
Yeah, for me, I've known Samantha since high school, so we've always bounced comments back off each other. Like, I'll tell her, I'm proud of what you're doing. I see you, keep doing it.
Which high school?
She went to the West.
And you went to. You don't want to tell
Yeah,
me.
That ain't important right now. That ain't important right now.
Trevor
fuck
ain't
that.
dead.
I just know
Fuck
people.
that.
I know everybody in
You
every
must
school.
went to like beach or
Nah,
turn a tech or something.
he went to Miami
perpetrating.
High.
I know Gabe.
He went to Miami High.
That's not important right now.
He went to Miami Lakes
because we're a
Tech.
very local podcast
Yeah.
too. I like to let people relate to.
Nah,
you.
they gotta
Knowing-
relate. You gotta tell
I
them.
went to charter school, Parkway Academy.
Oh yeah, you talking like,
I mean,
man,
I
this
know,
nigga
we
talking like,
with the archdiocese
Yeah.
of one of them.
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
know.
people don't know what it is. So
Yeah,
I just
I
kinda
know where-
stay
I know
away
where you
from
at.
it.
I
A
know
lot of
where you
people
at.
don't know what it is, so I stay away from it. But
Because it existed like for 5 years.
yeah,
right, that's the thing. It's no longer a school. So,
School, yeah,
like she
yeah.
say, 5 years we was out of there. But
It's all good.
but nah,
I
it
think-
got about a good 10. It may get
Seven.
I know a lot of people that went there. So y'all
too,
met.
me too.
Y'all met in high school.
We met in high school, but it's just one of those things where, like, we all, like you say, we're all entrepreneurs, so we're all in some way giving back to our community. And to me, she was a doer. Like, doing something like that, you hear a lot of people talk, especially on social media. A lot of people say the right things and say, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that, but not many people actually doing it. So when I saw what she was doing, it reminded me of when I read a story about the Black Wall Street, where we keeping everything together, supporting one another and helping each other grow. So it was just hard to stay away, honestly. And when she called me and told me she wanted me to be a part with Coach's Closet, right, that was our biggest thing. How can Coach's Closet be a part of it, since all we do is collect and give? But she had the idea to have people bring shoes, and then again, donating the proceeds. So I'm glad she did come up with that, but I was going to be a part of it regardless if Coach's Closet was there or if I was there as an individual, just to help her see it be successful.
That's what's up.
Nah, go ahead, Jenny.
I didn't know if you had
Nah, I
something
ain't got
to
nothing.
add.
I ain't got nothing. I'm chilling.
So how long have you guys been in business?
Well, Juice to Fine been in business since 2015. So I started just by just a little bit about my backstory. I had preeclampsia with my daughter, which is high blood pressure during pregnancy. And that was in 2010, which actually caused me to have kidney failure.
Wow.
And so because of that, I was just kind of motivated to change. I know, you know, don't judge me, but I was kind of motivated to
And
change.
don't nobody know what the fucking that red
Still,
cup.
we all had a drink.
I was, you know, I was motivated.
Hey, the juice,
Organic.
the juice is well defined. Okay, it is well defined over here.
Right. Shout out to Victor George.
Vodka.
I was motivated to just kind of improve the way that I was eating and things I consumed, and in that process, I, you know, just kind of became more aware of just healthy living. And so I started Juice to Find, just, you know, trial and error, you know, just trying to find different ways to heal physically, you know, kidney failure and high blood pressure and things like that. So so that's how Juice to Find got started. I've been in business since 2015, and it's just kind of been my mission to, you know, educate and make people aware of preeclampsia, which is very prevalent in our community. A lot of people don't talk about
Really?
it, but a lot of women do experience preeclampsia, childbirth, have difficult childbirth.
I was just about to hit on that about like black women in childbirth.
It's like a war on our women.
What's
and
the,
it's-
if you don't mind me asking, how can you take us through that kind of like experience? Because I think what I've been wanting to find out is like, because I talk to people all the time, but they be like, y'all ain't nobody mama. Like y'all talk about
What it's like to
healthcare,
have a baby.
yeah. Like not saying like that too, but in the, no, I mean it wasn't so much because you've had a child, but because you specifically have gone through childbirth and being a black woman going through childbirth, like that process with the doctor, the whole nine, like, and you're talking about you having a medical condition in the midst of it. So that's more the reason why I asked.
Well, yeah. So just again, going back to my experience, like before I had preeclampsia, I didn't even know what that was. And so I was already at a disadvantage
I still
just
don't know what
because
the hell that is. You didn't explain it. I'm like, I gotta still go look
so basically what preeclampsia is high blood pressure during pregnancy. And so women who are pregnant, they develop high blood pressure. Some people because they may have already had it before they got pregnant. Some people develop it when they're pregnant, and then some women develop it after they've already delivered the baby. And so it could be very deadly depending on how fast you get treatment, depending on the severity of it. But in my case, I never had high blood pressure. It just happened one day, literally. Like I had a perfect pregnancy, and then one day my blood pressure spiked really high and I had a seizure, and they had to basically deliver my daughter on the spot.
Did they say why? What causes it?
No, they don't know why. I think there are a lot of risk factors that are involved, and we can say that for a lot of illnesses that
Of
happen
course.
in our community. Like we prone to everything, seem like, but I mean, I had a lot of risk factors. I was African American. I was under 30.
No, the risk factor
I
is they crack ass don't know how to deal with black people.
Well, that is also a risk factor.
That's a risk factor.
Is also
That's why they-
definitely
That's
that
what-
a lot of
not
healthcare
trusting them.
a lot of healthcare professionals don't have the knowledge, or they don't have the cultural competency to deal with African American women. Like that's just the reality.
That's why they labeling you as a risk factor already being black.
Boom.
That's why when you said it, I said, well,
Exactly.
fuck that. No, I ain't going.
Exactly. And I think that I thought a lot about that too, because like I said, I don't have a history of high blood pressure. It does run in my family to an extent. My parents didn't have it, but my grandparents did. And so, for me it was like, well, how could this perfectly healthy person just get high blood pressure out of the blue? It didn't make sense. It still don't make sense. But
Do
it
you
happened.
still have high blood pressure?
I don't, but I do still have kidney failure. So I am on dialysis currently, and that is literally a direct result of preeclampsia when I was pregnant.
Wait, so it's not like a regular high blood pressure then, or is that what high blood pressure do to you? Because I'm not.
Well, so high blood pressure can cause kidney failure. So
Oh,
that's how I
wow.
got kidney failure, was because I had the high blood pressure during pregnancy.
So then because that was already
right.
yeah.
And so because I had already developed it when I was pregnant, it literally immediately, and when I say literally, I mean literally, that same day it knocked my kidneys out when I had a seizure. The seizure knocked my kidneys out. It knocked my lungs out, my liver. I was on life support for like 2 weeks. And then, I started to heal, obviously, but my kidneys never fully recovered. So, yeah, I mean, it's important because and literally after I had it was when I done met over, because I've been an advocate for black women in childbirth since that happened to me.
How many years?
It's been since 2010, so it's been about 9 years already. And I done met literally hundreds, and I'm not exaggerating, like hundreds of black women who have experienced some form of a childbirth crisis, whether it's, fibroids to, sterilization to preeclampsia to gestational diabetes to, all kind of stuff. And it affects it affects our womb. Like, and I think a lot of people just aren't aware of the fact that like black women face so much just to have kids. It's sad, really. And it seemed like nobody really is paying attention to it until it actually happened to them.
Yeah, I've had like sisters and whatnot. One sister got like 4. My other sister got, I think, 2 or 3. So like my one sister, my older sister, she almost died.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like with my other sister, like my sister who closest to me, like we close in age, she had I think her last 2 babies, we was like on like watch, like we don't know what the fuck finna go down. And you know, when you got family from the islands, they believe in every like if one happened to one person, it's bound to happen to the next. So everybody was at the hospital to make sure, you know. But yeah, you know, it still amazes me, and I always say this, that black women are probably the most how you said that y'all were the most experimented on species on planet Earth, and they still fucking y'all up, and they still can't figure it out. I just, to me, I'm just like, I brought it up because it's a conversation that need to be had, and I think a lot of black men in the room may or may not know about a lot of these situations that happen. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, we there, but we ain't the person delivering the baby all the time. We not the person, like, we not there with you at the doctor. Like me, I happen to go with mines, but I know everybody doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So they don't know what the hell going on. Then when you do go, you in the lobby. You ain't in the you know what I'm saying, the room. So,
but I will say, like, I advocate for men to just be more involved, because at the end of the day, like, I met so many families where the mom died. You know what I'm saying? And the dad is left to take care of a baby, you know, and they looking like, well, what happened? Like, they don't even know. Wow. So, you know, I always say dads are survivors too, because, you know, as much as I'm affected, you affected too. Because if I'm gone, you left to pick up the pieces. Exactly. Or when I'm down, like, you know, I was down for a very long time. And so that, you know, my daughter's dad had to make sure that she was taken care of. And so it affects the whole family. It's not just the mom who's going through it, but it's also, you know, the spouse or the baby daddy or whatever you want to call it, you know, your mate, you know, it's also him that's affected, because he gonna have to pick up the pieces. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that even men know about it and they understand what they getting into, because sometimes, you know, definitely. In our community, a lot of times we just don't have that foresight and we don't think ahead, because we just think, you know, okay, we'll just deal with it when it comes. But no, that it's something that we really have to take seriously and just be really involved in. You know what I mean?
Is it because black women, like, one, our diets, and then we're really stressed and we go through a lot of trauma and stuff like that? We were talking about that earlier. It's like, does that contribute to it?
I think that's a precursor. Like, I've read a lot of research that states that, you know, yes, that it could be just generational stress or things like that that causes our body just to be susceptible to a lot of different illnesses, not just preeclampsia, but of course when you're pregnant, your body is kind of weakened in a sense, because, you know, you're carrying another life, you splitting your nutrients and everything with a baby, and so it makes your body just susceptible to a lot of things. So I think that stress does play a major part, and it's really, they don't really have an explanation for why it happens. And so I really personally think that that's really a reason why, like, black women are just subconsciously stressed. Even if it's not subconscious, it could be consciously just stressed from the day to day. You know, you got just a lot of single moms just doing their thing and just got a lot on our plates as black women. And so I do think that plays a major part in why, you know, a lot of women experience difficult childbirth. So.
Wow. That's another reason for me to be scared to have a baby.
Don't be scared. Just be aware. And I tell people that all the time. Don't be scared. Just be aware. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you don't want to live your life in fear.
No, you're right.
But at the same time, you want to know what's going, you know, you want to know what the possibilities are. You know what I mean? So
I'm glad more people are talking about it. I think when we started following each other, we said Glenda Gordon, my old classmate from Carol City, and my track mate, she connected us, and I think that's when I started learning more about it. And then I think being Mary Jane, BET series,
Oh, yeah.
Mara Brock-Akil gave the character preeclampsia, and she went into labor quick, and it was like she was on life support. So I think people are now trying to, like, we're seeing that that's an issue, and we need to talk about it and depict it.
Did
And
y'all,
know
not to cut you off,
yeah.
but did you see it was a video, a clip that was on Instagram about a father who was sitting in, he was basically testifying before like a federal hearing.
Oh yes, I
Yeah.
follow them.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
they actually did a show on their story. It's one of those doctor shows. I can't call it right now.
Testifying
But
about what?
his wife died. She had preeclampsia, and she died. And so they made a show. One of the shows that come, it's one of the
Wow, I
hospital
didn't even know
shows.
that's what she had.
Yeah, she had preeclampsia,
Oh, you
and
just saw
she
the
died.
clip.
Yeah, I just seen the
she
clip.
died. Don't quote me on it, because actually we share the same. I was in an Essence article, and they shared both of our stories in the
nice.
same
She was in
article,
Essence.
and that's how I found out about her or him. Their family was because of that. And so I forget what show it was. It's one of those hospital shows.
But what was
they,
he testifying for?
well, what he does is he tries to he advocates for legislation that will protect black women during childbirth. And so what it does is just kind of hold the hospitals accountable for the amount of women that's dying during childbirth. So it's just kind of like a checks and balances, just putting legislation in place so that essentially we protect it from a lot of the malpractice and the overlooking and things that go on when it concerns black women.
That's what's up. Wow, there's so much information out there. I gotta, make sure I
Yeah.
stay on it. Vernon, you do a lot of work, so you go
was
from
just-
motherhood,
Yeah, I was just
Katia,
about to say.
then Vernon, once
Yeah.
they here, he making sure they straight and got shoes on their feet and clothes on their back. So tell us a little bit about your passion and why you started Coach's Closet.
Officially, Coach's Closet started in 2013,
Okay.
but I actually started the work when I started coaching in Tallahassee. So I was coaching basketball. Well, I still coach basketball. And we went to a basketball tournament in Pensacola. That was our first tournament.
Okay.
And there was 3 young
People from Pensacola, White Sand Beaches.
Pensacola. So I had 3
Pensacola.
young men. Like, we were on a team where it was funny. Everybody had a 2-parent household, and both parents went to college, except for these 3 young men. Of course, you know where they were from. So those were the ones with me all the time. And we went on our first tournament. And one thing about me is I like to see everybody clean. Everybody dressed nice, look nice. And they all had raggedy basketball shoes. So that was like how I started. Because I told them, y'all can't roll with me if y'all going to be looking like this. So I started asking friends for shoes in their sizes because they were like 5th grade, 6th grade. And at the time, that's like wearing an 8. So I started asking friends for shoes. And one particular guy, he was taller, so his foot was actually my size. So I bought him in my closet one time. I said, hey, man, pick something out of Coach's Closet. And it kind of stuck, And from there, it was like I was always giving them shoes and the different kids around me because I teach as well. So my students, I would give them shoes also. And one day somebody told me, you just need to take it and make it something for real. So we made it a nonprofit, and we just start having different types of events where we collect shoes and donate them. So I just see a lot of people come through and don't have. Like, you look at everybody, you have Jordans and they have all of the latest shoes. Then you look at those who want it, but they can't have it. So to me, to keep them from doing something stupid in the streets to go get it, I'd rather give you this pair of shoes. Because, we give away, a lot of people ask me to buy my shoes that we have to give away. Like, we actually have Jordans.
I think I seen that when we did the thing at Fanet.
Fanny.
Yeah, we was at Fanet Day with Arvis, and Coach's Closet was there, and the kids was flocking to it. It was like, they was on it,
Like,
and they was all, and these ain't no like stepped on shoes. These is like shoes, like.
and
You know what I'm saying?
that's what I was gonna say. We take pride in knowing we're giving away stuff people willing to buy. So like, we're giving away Air Max 95s. We're giving away, like, I had a pair of Concords at home. Somebody donated. ready to give away. So we're giving away nice shoes. And I think the biggest thing is I'm asking people, like, I know you have a lot of shoes in your closet, and you probably wore these shoes twice in the last 4 or 5 years. You could give them away because you're not really wearing them. You can afford to get those shoes away. So it's somebody getting them who can't really afford them. And that's what we do a lot. So I mean, you'll be surprised what kind of reaction. And I think the biggest thing that hurt me is black people, we have pride issues. So you'll see a lot of young men, like when they get around high school, they won't take shoes if it's at an event just because they know people watching and everybody around. So a lot of times I'll pull them to the side and just say, hey, would you take a pair? And when they say yeah, I say, all right, I'm going to have something for you, this, that, and the other, meet me here, and then I take them the shoes. But a lot of pride is a lot, like, it affects us a lot. We got too much pride.
Because they'll get teased, so you don't want them to go through that, too. I get it.
But to me, you getting teased for not having.
Yeah.
So you could get teased for having, but you got it from somebody, then you getting teased for not having. I think being that in the sneakerhead game, since people are buying used shoes now, like before that wasn't, if you didn't have a new pair of shoes, that was it. So now they actually buying used shoes and old shoes from people. So I feel like now you have an advantage where you can take something from somebody that's used and still not feel like you taking a handout.
I get it, but I also understand the dignity thing in it too, because I know at Northwestern they have a closet where the kids who don't have clothes or shoes, they could go to that closet during the school day. They could ask their teacher to be excused. It's like a private thing. Because I get what you're saying. Like, we get that as adults, but we all know people get, oh, you wearing them thrift store shoes? And I shopped at the thrift store as a kid, and I didn't want nobody to know that. Now I happily go in there with my money.
But how many kids? But that's the thing. How many people? That leads to a bigger issue and I think everybody's touched on it. We need to have conversations with the next generation about how shit really works, so we can have a reality check. Like, cause a lot of the shit that niggas used to get ranked about was like, bruh, your mama bought them shits.
Exactly.
Like, I used to rock hand-me-downs all day, every day. I didn't buy no new. I can't tell you that. When Tim's was in, we got some Tim's in. You know what I'm saying? We. You know what I mean? That means somebody had Tim's. You wear it today. I wear it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm jeans, the same shit. Belts, the same shit.
Sharing clothes.
Like, I don't have no, and I think what it is that society had made it a thing. Like, you feel me? But this is something that culturally we should be doing anyways.
You're right.
But society makes it a thing where it's like, oh no, but come on, dog, we not wasting. Like, look at how much clothes get wasted.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And somebody don't have clothes across the ocean. Somebody ain't got no damn clothes, and you making fun of motherfuckers because they got at least some clothes on. Shit just be like weird. But I used to be that motherfucker who used to be like in the thrift store, hand me down junior. Like, give me that shit.
I know, and I be finding cute stuff, and I be like, let me make sure ain't nobody in here who go to the schoolhouse, because I'm finna rock the shit out these
but
thrift store jeans.
But you learn. But that's what I'm saying. When you got older, you like, oh shit, everybody do this shit now.
I mean, now, but here's the thing
all
too.
All these
thrifting became cool.
Yeah.
Because when I was in middle school, high school, it was not. No. High school, it became a little cool because it's like, oh, you could remix it.
Yeah.
And then my little sister, she's 10 years younger than me. She was like, yeah, we going to the thrift store. And I would take her and her friends to go. But in middle school, or late 90s, early 2000s, you would not tell nobody you going to the Salvation Army red, white, and blue thrift store. You was not telling nobody. You wasn't telling me you was in red, white, and blue. You right? Because I'm gonna tell you now, if it didn't come out the most, I think niggas was going to the flea. Niggas around my way was in the flea.
You can go to the flea.
You can go
even
to the
that
flea.
sometimes it get you lit
up.
It
depends on what store in the flea.
It depends on what store in the flea. Exactly.
Who you went to.
Yeah, exactly.
Look how silly kids.
Look how silly that is,
evolved a little bit more, no? I know.
Right now, you can't wear black forces.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Black forces.
Forces?
Air Force One.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't wear black forces. And I asked them why. I'm like, look, if you had to have a pair of white forces and black forces when we was in school, why you can't wear black forces?
What they say?
Them the school shooters.
Them the school shooters, yeah.
What? Them the school shooter shoes.
That's what the white boys wear?
Yeah. So they don't wear Air Forces, but you ever seen a cracker walking to school? They got on black shoes, white socks. Black shoes, white socks.
Black jacket.
Funny.
You know what I'm saying? So,
You can't wear black forces.
hey, so
But black forces look corny to me now too.
so
Anyway,
so
but I
funny
don't know
shit.
why.
Funny shit. He gonna be mad at me when he if he hear this episode. But Danny, the owner of this shit, right? So he from Chicago, so he ain't know no better.
Thing a little different.
Yeah, so his style a whole little different. He from Chicago, and basically, you know, we had Miami Boys pool party this year. So he went up to Tallahassee to go to Miami Boys pool party.
That was epic, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
you would that be?
Yeah, and he went to Miami Boys pool party, and he was, matter of fact, he was on the set because they be on the set on Fridays. He said, "Dog, Sable just called me like, bro, they fired this fuck nigga up on the set." I'm like, what he did? He had on black shoes, black Air Force Ones, white socks. He say, "Man, this boy got on the school shooters." They say, "Man, they raped the fuck out of that boy on the set." I said, "Damn, they had to welcome your ass to FAMU, huh?"
It's funny because when you saw him up there that weekend, you could tell this ain't you. This ain't you. You could tell this ain't your crowd. You know what I'm saying? You could tell he was new.
Oh, man. See, man, I be in the cut, man. When I come up there, man, I gotta be in the cut. You ain't gonna find me out in the open.
Black people are so funny because I remember, like back in the day, it was on Memorial Weekend. You could always tell the dudes from New York because they had the high socks with their
Timbs,
with the
fucking
Timbs or the
Timbs.
forces. Like they didn't wear footy socks.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
And we kept saying, your shoes fresh, but why you got them thick ass high socks on? And they whole fresh outfit. So it's so funny, like regionally, what is different for each person. But do you accept clothes for the kids too, or is it just shoes?
So we do accept clothes. I try not to ask everybody for clothes because I had a bad experience the first time. Well, in the beginning when we started, somebody literally gave me everything they wanted to get rid of. So I was throwing away underwear, and I ain't not even clean underwear. I'm throwing away underwear, like
tripping,
socks that was balled up, dirty. So after that,
Man,
it was like
fuck
I
wrong
stopped,
with niggas, man.
I stopped asking for clothes. Like, and it was crazy. My mama was looking at me just, you know, she was cursing. Cause she like, man, how people just do you like that down? And I'm literally, it was a full, like 4 bags full of stuff. 3 of the bags we threw away. No exaggeration. No exaggeration. So I asked certain people for clothes. Like if I know you dress nice.
I know you don't have no fuck that.
Man,
I know you ain't got we talk about pride. You can't have no pride giving the next nigga dirty
I
draws,
threw away
bro.
dirty draws.
Dirty draws.
Men and women. And that's no exaggeration. I'm telling you. I ain't gonna lie to you.
What's so crazy is I
stopped asking for clothes.
It gotta come from
So
Oprah.
I was just sitting here like, man, when was the first time I think I met fucking Vernon? And I was like, it was probably through V.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Making the homeless smile.
Make the homeless smile. And I say, you was one of the original folk that was helping out with
y'all
that.
first started.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember they went to school together. See, they went up to fam together. Mm-hmm. See, I know these little stories. They hang out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Cut up, act a fool.
Yeah, in the moon.
Yeah.
Every Saturday, every Wednesday, every Saturday.
So that mean you know my boy Leroy them.
Which Leroy?
Leroy, they say Leroy up there.
Oh, you talking about Puda?
Yeah.
Puda man.
Yeah,
I know Puda.
Puda man.
Leroy the man in the
Puda man
moon.
want his name on the World Wide Web.
Yeah. You know, I grew up around
Puda from Central area.
Yeah, Central. Puda. He be Puda, Brandon, Jakar. Them all my big homies. You know what I'm saying? So like, so when he say O2, I always reference O2 with those cats. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up with them. So when they went off to school, that was like me saying, okay, all right, niggas. Like that was my first time seeing niggas like really go to college. You know what I'm saying? And so like I was like, okay, well shit, I'm gonna do the same thing. Like, that gave us hope. You know what I mean? Because nobody was thinking that. Like, man, nigga, we finna leave this shit. Like, it's just not on niggas.
Then you leave and never come back. That's a crazy.
Yeah. He left. I swear to God, to this day, the only time I seen that man was up top in the moon. I think my first time coming up to Tally, I came up there, and they said he was up there in the moon, and I said, okay, well I'm finna hit the moon tonight. This was like around 2010. I hit the moon. I hollered at him. Was like, yo, you don't even know who this is, huh? He was just like, Nah. I see you been up here too long, boy. Cause I was like really the little homie. Like I was so young. Like when they was in high school, I was still like elementary.
He 07.
07.
So you was in elementary
yeah,
school.
so I was still in elementary. I was like in 5th grade with them. So when they got out, so it was crazy. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny. Man, this is a very good interview, y'all. I just want y'all to kind of give us, some more, just reiterate to the listeners about the expo, when it is, and how they could find you guys and follow you guys.
So the expo is December 7th at the Overtown Performing Arts Center. It's from 1 to 5 p.m. It's sponsored by Juice Defined, Cantu, and Brand to Brand Marketing.
Hey.
And it is a part of the Soul Basil event.
Soul Basil Art Basil events.
Art Basil
Soul
events.
Basil's
Yes.
events.
Tickets can be found. We have a website. What is it? BuyMelanin.com. BuyMelaninExpo.com. I'm sorry.
Melanin Expo.
And tickets can be purchased on their website. And again,
Tickets cheap.
Tickets cheap. How much the tickets is?
Tickets is cheap. I think they $5. So
What?
if you go online, the tickets are
discount?
very cheap. So
Tell them put
purchase the
Trapping Ain't Dead
tickets.
there, man. We might slide.
Yes,
I think
please
I'll be back in
slide.
town, I think.
Please
Yeah.
come. And also, like I said, we'll have the blood pressure screenings, the health screenings there. We got Coach's Closet, over 20 Black-owned businesses vending, food trucks as well, free massages. So we really doing it big. And I always say or tell the story that even though Sam is from Miami, like she just was real skeptical about our Black business community down here, and I had to convince her like we show out. So she
Well, they
came.
say we number one for entrepreneurship now.
Yeah,
so-
Are we?
business, yeah.
I didn't know that.
So let her know. Let her know.
So we number one for Black business. Now she know because we done. I mean, it really took off. We already sold over 150 tickets, so it's sure to be like thick in there. So y'all come out, purchase. Yes,
What kind of
music
music?
from
we got hip hop, R&B.
You know when you hit a nigga, you like, come on, man, get it to me.
Hip hop, R&B.
Okay,
so it's like it's a vibe.
It's a
a
vibe.
whole
It's
vibe.
definitely a vibe. And so we also will be it's hosted by TP Miller. Do y'all know?
Oh yeah, I
him?
know
love
TP. I grew
Hosted
up.
by
I
TP
grew up with
Miller
TP,
and
man.
music from DJQ 305. So
Okay, that's
if
what it
y'all
was,
ever been to the
DJQ.
R&B
Yeah,
parties,
yeah.
the Beely R&B parties, he DJ there all the time. So y'all know it's gonna be lit. So yeah, come out and just support our Black business environment and have a good time.
I love it. Party with a purpose.
Party with a purpose. There you go.
So Fatia, how can people find you and support your business on social? Drop all that information for them.
Yes. So I forgot to say, follow by Melanin Expo on Instagram and Facebook, and you can find me as well on Facebook and Instagram at Juice Defined.
Right? And Vernon, let the people know how they can support you, how they can find you.
So we do have a website, coachescloset.org, and coaches is spelled COACHS, closet CLOSET.org. Facebook and Instagram is Coaches Closet 23.
That's awesome.
Janae, where they can find you?
Oh, look at you being courteous this evening.
Yeah, I had to come in there quick with it. Shade. I swear I'm gonna make this a drop. Shade.
Well, for me, it's all about the blog right now. So you guys, if you want to be connected with me, you can follow my blog, Hilo News. That's HYLONEWS. That's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn now. And of course, go to my website, HiloNewsMiami.com, and sign up for my newsletter. Get my news first. I just dropped one today, so sorry you missed that one, but don't miss the next one. And Munch, how can the people find you?
Machiavelli_Munch, TrappingAintDead.com, Trapping Ain't Dead podcast. All Like Minds Media, man. That's audio, video, production, live streaming, networking. We do a lot of shit.
Hey.
But man, All Like Minds Media, man. Come forward with us. Yeah, TrappingAintDead.com. New episodes drop every Monday. Check it out.
Trio 5.
Trio 5, man. Everything I read.
Thank you again to our guests. You know, you guys go to buy Melanin Expo. I said I got to slow it down for y'all because y'all know I'm tongue-tied when it comes to that. But definitely something that we want to support and make sure that we doing our thing with group economics. So thank y'all again for coming out tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Hey, let's take it out.
One time for the birthday, bitch.
Hey, 2 times for the birthday.
I don't know. That song just came in my head.
Good night. Thank y'all. That was good.
Yeah, that was.
Y'all make sure y'all share.